Good morning and welcome to New Mug Thursday. No, welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. And look, I got a new mug. It's so fitting. Some days I amaze myself, other days I frantically search for the phone that was in my hand the whole time. Come on, you know you've done that. Where's my phone? I can't find my phone. Where are my glasses? I can't find my glasses. You know the drill. Mm. Ah, that morning coffee, huh? Yeah, baby, bring it, bring it. I have so much to tell you about today. Where shall I start? Oh, see these? They're pretty dang healthy, except for a couple of them in the back. I have these like amazingly strong teeth. I'm gonna say I am so lucky. I think where's my gratitude list? My teeth. I'm writing it. I'm adding it to my morning gratitude list. Remember, I have this sheet that I do every morning. Yeah, I wasn't kidding. I fill it in every morning. It keeps me balanced. It keeps me grateful. And it's got a place where I put all the things that I absolutely have to accomplish. Like I have to pack my sewing machine today. Well, it's not really mine, it's Indy's, but I'm thinking of it as community property at this point. Anyway, the person I'm playing tennis with today is like this amazing seamstress. And she said, if I bring it with me after tennis, she'll give me a lesson. I will be able to shorten my own clothes. And when you're 4'10", that is a gift from heaven. I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, so yesterday I had a dentist appointment. Everybody who fears the dentist, raise your hand. Yeah, I know it's most of you. I've never really been afraid of dentists because I have these like healthy teeth. We had fluoride in the water in Chicago, and I don't know, I just didn't get cavities and I didn't have problems. And suddenly I went to the dentist about a year ago and he said, this doesn't look good. I'm going to have to send you to a specialist. And he sent me to a specialist who said, we're going to have to do all this work and we're going to put this in your mouth and put that in your mouth. And, oh, how many millions of dollars do you have? Because we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And you have such great teeth, except for those few, and they're going to cost you your inheritance. Congratulations. And by the way, doesn't it hurt really badly? Well, it didn't. And I agreed to the deep cleaning. Have you ever had one? Ho-ho! Apparently it's worth it because it really helped, but boy, was it painful. Yeah. And I had both sides done at the same time, which they don't normally do. But I had to go to LA to get it. So, I wanted to get them both done at once. And it was a miserable experience. Anyway, I decided I'm tired of driving back and forth to the dentist, especially because they're going to do all that stuff to me anyway. And Indy went to a new dentist and he said, I think you might like these people. I know you like the girls in the office. You'd fit right in. So I made an appointment and I went yesterday. Wow, was he right? The girls in the office were so full of life and so fun and ridiculously sarcastic, which I just loved. And we bantered for like 15 minutes while I filled out all my forms and did all my pre stuff. Then they took me in, and the dentist walked in. From minute one, I knew I had found my dentist. Or as Indy says, but is he a good dentist? I know you really like him as a person. Well, I don't know, but here's what I can tell you. That old saying about doing business with people you know, like, and trust. I liked him and I trusted him. And I trusted him. I want to be his friend. I mean, we're going to go, the four of us are going to go out to breakfast some morning and go play tennis. And he doesn't live here. He lives in another city. He was terrific. Oh, and I don't have to have that stuff done, at least not now. And maybe that's why I think he's so terrific. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, who knew that going to the dentist could be such a positive experience? He's got this whole theory. He gave it to me to read. I want to start teaching it to other dental offices. And I think we may work a deal where I can do that. It's the most amazing customer service program because his thing is The customer already knows. The patient knows. This is like so perfect. Anyway, I'll keep you informed about how that goes. In the meantime, I love my new mug. And while I was out, I went shopping. I had like an hour to kill before the dentist, and I thought, I haven't bought any new clothes really since the pandemic, except maybe 2 tennis skirts and a couple of pairs of tennis shoes, and that was online. So I went shopping. The dressing rooms here are not open yet. No, they're still closed. Even though we're allowed to go in and go shopping, we can't try anything on. So it's like supermarket sweep. I bought everything I liked, all of it. And I brought it all home in a big bag, and I sat here and tried it all on, and I'm keeping like 5 things and taking back 3. I mean, it might be a really fun way to shop, because then you get to go back and try again too. I don't know. So the other thing I did yesterday, well, while I was out, and I've been saving this for those of you who like jump in a little bit late. Yesterday, I had Fritzy go upstairs at the home she's at to the assisted living side, not the memory care side, where they have a beauty shop. Yes, they do. And I called ahead and I said, I'd like you to make an appointment for Fritzy, and I'd like you to cut her hair and give her a perm so that she doesn't have to work hard to keep her hair going. And the people who take care of her can just, I bought some picks, they can just pick at it and fluff her up and give her a terrific little curly perm. So they took her over there yesterday to give her a perm. Look how cute she is. This is Fritzy. Look, that was a cute picture. This is Fritzy with her perm. I just printed out some Fritzy flicks. I like this one the best. Do you think we look alike? We do, don't we? It's this is how I'm going to look, Indy. Get used to this. I might not have such short curly hair, but I'm going to look just like that. Oh, she's so cute. Anyway, as usual, she was delighted to see me. I couldn't stay long because it was dinner time or snack time. No, snack time, because she had a little tiny, like, we used to call them Sammys when they were that little. Just so, like a little, it was probably a ham sandwich, which if she knew what she was eating, she never would have eaten. But they put it in front of her and they put her in the dining room, so she was going for it. Anyway, so I just got to spend a few minutes with her, and I promised her I'd come see her today. Wait till she finds out that my brother is coming today. He texted me last night and said, thought I'd come visit Mom tomorrow. Yes, she will be delighted. And he's going to get so many hugs and kisses. It's going to be awesome for him. Okay, so I told you about my day. Now let's see what this day's been in history, because there's so much that happened today. First of all, it's sunscreen day. I've actually, me who never puts sunscreen on, I've been putting some on my face. It's like this makeup that's the same company, Dr. Denise, as my skincare stuff. So it's like very thin and not greasy and clear. So it doesn't look like I'm wearing makeup, because that's not my thing. Anyway, so sunscreen day. Yeah, put it on. I have too many friends who spend too much time getting things cut off their bodies because they've got skin cancer. It's cellophane tape day. Do you know where your cellophane tape is? I'm opening my drawer. I do. I must have 87,000 things of tape laying around in my house because I use it so much. Cellophane tape day. Remember the Saturday Night Live thing on the light bulb store or the tape store or whatever it was, where that was all they had? We actually have a light bulb store here in the desert. Every time I drive by it, I start laughing all over again. It's also Gray Day. Gray Day is actually to make people aware of brain cancer, but I don't see Gray Day that way. I see Gray Day in a couple of ways. See this? See this? First of all, isn't that weird that that was the first place I turned gray? See this? I have gray everywhere. You can see it. I love my gray. I embrace my gray. I earned my gray. It is my sign of wisdom. And have you noticed that since the pandemic, gray seems to be the in thing? It's like people stopped dyeing their hair, women especially, stopped dyeing their hair during the pandemic. And we are embracing the gray. There's so many beautiful shades of gray. There's the silver gray and the white gray and the streaks of gray. Loving the gray hair all around me. Oh, and I live in the desert, and there's a lot of old people out here in the desert. I'm not going to lie. I remember when I first moved here and I was 60 something. It was perfect because I was the kid. Yeah, I was the kid. Now I'm becoming one of the wizened women. Anyway, it's also player piano day. I used to have one. That was a kick. That was a hoot. And it's grape popsicle day. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Okay. I'm going to admit something to you. Ready? I've never had a popsicle. Just never appealed to me. I know that's weird, right? Like I did a whole grow up thing and I never had a popsicle. Or what do you call those things? Snow cones. My snow cones were always plain ice. I know. I don't like the juicy, flavory, sweet. And I don't eat candy. Maybe that's why I have such good teeth. Anyway, it is grape popsicle day. And what I wanted to tell you is my children grew up with popsicles. But they grew up with, we used to call them momsicles, because I would buy a popsicle ice tray and sticks, and I would just pour water in them, and I would make them icicles instead of popsicles, momicles. We used to call them momsicles. Anyway, to this day, I still love ice. I just don't like it flavored with all that junk. But it's okay with me if you like them and enjoy them. I want you to. Just not for me. Oh, Vincent Price's birthday. I told you this was coming. Vincent Price. He was the star of more horror movies than anyone in my childhood, and I thought he was fabulous. Horrors of the Black Museum, The Fly, Return of the Fly, not the Jeff Goldblum? Yeah, not his version, the original Vincent Price version. Very scary stuff. I could not get enough of horror movies when I was a kid. Maybe that's why I will not watch one now. Will not. Skipped the entire Halloween series. Don't like being frightened. I don't even like when somebody comes behind me and says, boo. I don't like horror movies, period. But Vincent Price, he was the consummate. Oh, Stephen Albom says he also played Egghead on Batman, the TV show with Adam West. And I'm sure he was a villain because he was always the bad guy, right? Yeah. He was a really good actor, though. Really good actor. And with that little mustache and stuff, easy to spot. Totally. Henry Kissinger's birthday. Now, he was the Secretary of State under two presidents. And I don't usually get excited about politicians. Well, other than the Kennedys, I really, really loved the Kennedys. But there I was in New York City teaching a seminar on balloon decorating. And at the end of the seminar, I made available for all of the people from the seminar my products, because I had all kinds of books on how to do balloon decorating and videos and all kinds of stuff for sale, articles and blah, blah, blah. I sold so much stuff that even though I was exhausted, I decided that it was New York City and I had to go out on the town and spend some of that hard-earned money, right? So I got the name of what someone told me was the restaurant to go to at the time. It was called Mortimer's. Some of you may have heard of it. I think it's probably still there. And we went to Mortimer's for dinner. I remember everything I ate that night because I had never had carpaccio. If you don't like raw meat, you wouldn't like carpaccio. But it's this really, really thin shaved, like prime beef that has capers and cheese shredded, dried cheese shredded on it. Oh, that was my hors d'oeuvre. It was fabulous. Okay, so enough about what I ate and what a great, exciting adventure it was. That place would not fly during COVID, by the way, because it was little tiny tables all squished together. I mean, the people at the next table were like an elbow away from you, and an elbow away from me was Henry Kissinger. Seriously. But he was sitting like here. So in order for me to watch him, I had to actually turn to look at him, which was very disconcerting because I didn't want to miss anything. So instead, I sat back like this, probably the whole night, trying to listen to see if I could get any state secrets. I didn't get any state secrets, but I did get the courage to turn around and smile at him. And he smiled back at me, but that was as close as I got to having a close encounter of the dramatically close kind. But that was my Henry Kissinger story. Doug, how lovely to see you here. Oh, Quentin came in from... Doug and I go way back because his brother used to work with me. Please give Quentin my love, and I didn't know your mom was not doing well, so please give her my love too. And we'll PM and I'll get the story of what's going on. And I hope your new nephew's doing well. Hi to all the Grahams. I love when people visit me here. Okay, what else? It is in 1937, the Golden Gate Bridge opened for the first time to foot traffic. And I think by 1939, 97,000 people had committed suicide by jumping off that bridge. Sorry, it is a gorgeous bridge and it is a delightful walk. And I've done just like a little small run across the bridge, but it's been quite a while since that happened. But I have walked it and it's pretty cool. 1837, happy birthday to Wild Bill Hickok. Now there's a guy. Andy Devine played his sidekick in the show. And what was the guy's name? Oh, Guy Madison. Guy Madison played Wild Bill Hickok, and Andy Devine was his sidekick. I think it was like the 50s and 60s. They were around for like 8 or 10 seasons or something. It was a really good, it was a cowboy show, you know. It was like, I loved all those. So in real life, Wild Bill Hickok was in Deadwood for like 2 weeks at the same time as Calamity Jane. And this whole thing erupted out of them and the stories that were told. And it ended up being a movie and books. And I don't know if they ever even really knew each other. And everything I looked up said it was really hard to separate fact from fiction in the story of Wild Bill Hickok and Calamity Jane. But I'm going with Doris Day in the movie. I think it was Doris Day who played Calamity Jane. Anyway, it was fun watching. 1941, the Bismarck, the German ship, the Bismarck was sunk. During the war or precipitated the war. All I remember is the song, "We gotta sink the Bismarck to the bottom of the sea." It was a great song, but it came much later. Oh, this was so cool. And it's kind of in line with the war story stuff. In 1933, so that was Depression era, Walt Disney first published, no, what would you call it when it becomes a movie? Introduced The Three Pigs. Yeah. And the song from The Three Pigs, who's afraid of the big bad wolf, the big bad wolf, the big bad wolf? Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Not me, not me, not me. That was the song that the Three Little Pigs sang. And I'd never heard this before, but this article I read said that the whole story was an analogy of the time, and that the big bad wolf was the Depression, and the three pigs were three different kinds of people and how they handled life. Anyway, I just think about that. Isn't that kind of cool to think about? That to deal with depression and adversity, we got the three little pigs. I know that was behind a lot of Shirley Temple movies in the early 40s during war years, but I hadn't realized that that was also true during the Depression. Oh, and believe it or not, this is the anniversary of the death of Robert Ripley. Believe it or not. And he died the year I was born. Believe it or not. Okay, wait, let me see what it says here. In Deadwood, South Dakota, you can go to the cemetery, says Stephen. How do you know this stuff? Stephen says that Calamity Jane and Wild Bill Hickok are buried in the same cemetery in Deadwood, South Dakota. There you go. So obviously, they were at least around for 2 weeks together. We know that. What happened in those 2 weeks? We weren't there. We can only go by the stories we hear. Oh, in 2014, this was like so cool because I don't usually talk about more contemporary things. This was funny though. 50 cents? 50 cents? You can't say 50 cents. It's 50 cents. 50 Cents, the rapper, was chosen to throw out the first ball at the Mets game. And you can imagine how all his fans were so excited. Yeah, and he missed home plate by more than 20 feet. I'm sorry. How embarrassing would that be, right? I don't think I could get anywhere near home plate, but missing it by 20 feet, you'd think you'd be out there like practicing every day. Yeah. 50 Cents, you really blew that one. Maybe it's something you could sing about. I don't know. Okay, and speaking of rap music, not my favorite kind, but there's some that, you kind of like start going when you hear it. I think I told you that at my parents' 50th anniversary party, we had a karaoke machine and all of the grandchildren were doing rap karaoke, and my father joined in. Their grandpa was doing rap with them. I watched it the other day. It was wet your pants funny. Like seriously. So cute. Such a keeper. I need to make copies of that for all the grandchildren. And today's word art, oh, come on. It affects everybody. Yeah. Play your own kind of music. And don't worry if nobody else sings along. Because today's word art is turn it up. Turn it up and sing along. I can't tell you how much I love when I'm on a road trip by myself, rolling down the windows, turning the music up to a gazillion decibels and singing along at the top of my voice. That makes me happy. You make me happy. Morning coffee makes me happy, but then so much makes me happy. A sip and a smile to start your Thursday. And love from Fritzy. Mwah! See you tomorrow. I wouldn't miss it. Some days it's hard to leave you.